everyone, it's me, Cube83.
And Barbie0913.
And today we have a product that was sent for review. We have the Queen's Treasures Little House on the Prairie covered wagon slash sleigh.
Slash big item.
Very, very big. And horses for said covered wagon. So we want to show this off to you. It was super awesome of the Queen's Treasures to send them. So thank you. Yeah, but we wanted to show it off. So we saw this product about 2 years ago at New York Toy Fair. So we saw it as a prototype, so it's nice to be able to see it as an actual finished product. Yeah, what should we start with?
It's big. Think holiday, think birthday, think grown-up collector who wants to display their 18-inch dolls in something really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Or if your child has a very, very big room and lots of places
space
to play, then this would fit too. But it is really big. So as far as specs go, it's like 2 feet by 3 feet, this bit, and then the hitch is like 24 inches. So in total, this is like 51 inches of stuff, which is like 4 feet 2 inches or so. But as expected, to fit an 18-inch doll, it kind of has to be a little large.
And we've taken pictures of it in the box and us taking it out of the box so you can see how many parts there are and what you have to panic with when you have to put it together.
If it's a holiday item, this will take up a lot of space under the tree, because if you think about the covered wagon and the horses, which are sold separately in single sets, that's 3 boxes, and they're all quite large, so it's a very
It's a nice presentation. Nice presentation. Yes.
So this is, as I said, the covered wagon. It follows Laura Ingalls Wilder's Adventures in Little House on the Prairie. This is one of the Laura Ingalls dolls that they make through the Queen's Treasures.
She's not dressed as Laura Ingalls right now, but she's using a couple of different 18-inch company wares. Her shoes are from one place and her dress is from another place, so she's just trying something different.
Yeah, but she is a cute little doll, and this set was made specifically for her, so we thought we'd bring her out. As far as the Little House on the Prairie line goes, there are some other things. The Queen's Treasures does a lot with like kitchen sort of props, so you can get an 1880s style dish set, an 1880s style kitchen tools, cooking set. You can get all those kinds of props through them. There's some other dresses for the Laura Ingalls, there's the horses, and there's even an advent calendar. So if you're looking for an interesting advent calendar and you're a Little House on the Prairie fan, check out their website, because they have one of those as well.
And there are a lot of Little House on the Prairie fans. I know a whole bunch of them. Really cool. You can go to see, I guess, Homestead. That would be Laura Ingalls Wild. It's really kind of cool. We need to go there for a trip. Obviously, this is not scaled to her, because she's as big as the horses. She's even a little bit bigger than the horses. But if you made it to scale, everything else would have to have been bigger, or she would have had to have been smaller. She comes with a wagon, the little case to hold all her belongings that you mentioned.
So she comes with this, and this is really cute. It comes with the covered wagon. There's a specific spot where it fits really well. It opens, it closes, it says Little House Prairie in there. So a nice little case.
The wagon seats 2 people, which is really nice, so you can put 2 dolls in there. The canvas here has the strings. It's got little boning on the sides with strings inside. So on this end, you could close it up a little bit more between the 2 sides if you wanted to close it up, or you can bring it open. And then there's 2 little eye hooks over here on the side that you just wind that string onto, and then the excess you just throw it into the wagon. This is the inside of the wagon. We can tighten it up. These are the little eye hooks I was telling you about. So you can press these 2 on each side and make it more taut. And then you go through the hook and you keep on going.
Keep on wrapping.
Wrapping it, yeah. And then you would just throw this part in, the excess, and then there's one on the other side. And those can move on you a little bit, so you can turn it up or down depending on what you need it for. And then put it there. This is the wire part that's in it, and it's hooked to the black rod, and there's little eye hooks here, and to put it on, you push those through the eye hooks until you hit the wood base.
And then on the inside here, you can see all the space that you would get for someone to lay down, take a nap, have a party, do whatever. So that's just her sitting in the cabin there, and there's enough space for her to lay down.
And this is the place where
that is where
their chest goes.
chest would go.
The tires are nice. You just screw them until they just start to move a little bit, and then you stop. They have a design on them here. They look really cool, and it does move.
And the red really does pop on that like light brown sort of color, and it is nice that it does actually move. So if you really want to try moving all the horses and gently pulling it all around your room, go for it.
Well, or if you don't have the horses attached, you can just pull
the reins.
Yeah, well, not the reins,
But
the wooden part.
So lots of things you can do with this set. So this part comes off if need be, and then you'll see the extent of the wagon there. And then you just put it on like so.
There.
Just like that, and it just sits there.
There is a little overage on the seat. The horses are sold separately, so if you want it to be a horse-drawn wagon, then you have to buy 2 horses to go with it. There is assembly needed for this, and you need an adult to help assemble it, and we're going to call our adult adult, because I tried and it didn't work.
So this does take some assembly, so we dragged my father in to help explain kind of how we put it together, because I'm not so mechanically minded like that, but he had the tools to do it. So explain how you put this together.
The wheels go on with screws, and the screws screw into wood, so put it together as a sleigh or put it together as a wagon, and try not to switch it out too often. Otherwise you'll wear out the screws and bore a hole in the wood that's too big to get the screws back into. So decide whether you want it to be a wagon or a sleigh at first, and I wouldn't switch it too often.
There are instructions. I did not put this together, so from what I could hear from the other room, they were not super clear. There is a lot on here, so read through it, but it does come with some instructions.
It's a little wordy. I have a whole thing of screwdrivers, but none of them really worked for it. So just be careful of that. My main issue though was that when you're given the harness for the horses, there's no instructions for that.
Yeah, that is not on this. This is just how to build the actual covered wagon,
So
but not how to put these reins on.
And in 2 little bags you had just a mishmash of these strings, and you had to go and take them apart and then figure out how to put them on the horse, which if you're not familiar with how to put a bridle or harness or anything on a horse, it kind of gets a little confusing. So it took a little bit. So I was very surprised that there weren't any directions.
Yeah, and there's like little blinders on here that do seem kind of out of place, because you're like, why does it cover the horse's eye? But in the pictures, the promo pictures, it did show the blinders going like to the side of their eye, like this.
Like that.
No, it showed it going
Going
like that.
up, yeah.
So to
And I
me,
knew
that's
they were
weird.
blinders. I just didn't know how to get
Yeah.
them to do what they were supposed to do.
So look at the promo photos if you kind of get lost, but I think we did it right here.
As far as the horses, there's a little bit of wire in there, but as
little
far
bit.
as the big the leg part that you can move, it's not movable. It's more like their fur is more like a soft blanket.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of weird. Instead of fur.
They're soft though.
They are soft, and they're pretty, and they're both a little bit different, which I like. This one's a little bit cocked more to the left. This one's going the other way. I think that's kind of neat to have 2 different horses.
Yeah, they're definitely, they're cute little horses. You can use any other horse that you think fits 18 inches for this as well.
Right.
I don't know if the reins would fit, but you can use that.
And the wagon holds 2 dolls sitting in the front, and then you can have dolls in the back. So that's nice. There's a lot of room there. I've got St. Teresa sitting in there. She decided she was going to go and take Laura Ingalls home. Another thing that interested me was that this is not soft sanded wood. It is a little rough, so be careful when you're playing with it so you don't get any slivers. But another thing that kind of bugged me was The strings for this were all kind of knotted together, and you have to undo the knot to get it to pull. And as far as the covering goes, there's little eye hooks here, and you put the string and the wire through the eye hooks.
Yeah, I was also surprised that it wasn't, there was a little rough on the actual wood itself. But I mean, I like the look of the wood. It looks like beautiful. Like it looks, I would imagine, kind of like something would look like when she was riding in it. It just, yeah, I was kind of surprised at the finishing of it as well.
And it's a really nice presentation piece for your 18-inch dolls. I mean, 18-inch dolls seem to be all the rage. Everybody is finding them everywhere. You know, everybody seems to make an 18-inch doll. These two sit really well, so it works for them in the wagon. I know a bunch of American girls don't always sit well, so they might be leaning back a little bit.
Right, and they, in the back of the wagon, there's enough space to have dolls and lay down as well. So you can have two dolls that are kind of sleeping in there, just hanging out. So there's a lot of space to like put things in here and make a scene,
make a whole campsite.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool set for just, you know, display, photography, that sort of thing. If you're like lugging it around, it may be a little weighty, but it's because it's made out of wood. I mean, it's at least real wood. It's not just plastic. This is actually a pretty cool prop, though. I think that the idea for this is really good, and as far as how they, you know, made it a reality, for the most part, I like it.
They make a lot of nice stuff for 18-inch dolls.
Especially like the smaller props as well. If you're looking for like small foodie props, this is the place to go. The Queen's Treasures is the place. They also have a collection based on Jane Goodall. And they have, as we said, multiple props for this particular
They have a tent.
set.
It's really cool.
Yeah, Jane Goodall has a tent. Very, very neat. But yeah, this is the covered wagon / sleigh. So let us know what you think about it. Is there any other final thoughts that you had?
No, it's really nice. It's big. It's huge. I like big.
Yes. So huge thank you to the Queen's Treasures. Check them out online or on Facebook or on other social media accounts. I'll link to all of those below. And just as a thank you to the Queen's Treasures, check out the website and let us know what your favorite product is on the website. And you never know, you may see it here in the future. So we hope to hear from you in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.